I haven't done a great job picking up the camera recently, but I've got a Megasquirt MS2 V3 from Extra EFI, and I've got this to go on the van. As you can see, I've got some relays and a fuse box. So I've got a main relay, fuel pump relay, VTEC relay, and a boost relay, like for the boost solenoid. There could be another relay or two that I need. I've already got like the relay in there for the fuel pump and the fans, and I have actually already wired up the fans. They basically come to this plug, which plugs into there, but I'm probably not going to plug it into there because down the bottom here I've got fan switch, so I'll most likely use this switch to earth out the relay, and then I'll just take a power straight from this fuse box over here, just to keep it separate from the Peugeot stuff. And then with the actual Megasquirt Loom itself, it's going to be a nightmare to unravel. No, it's not, it's fine. So I've kind of split it into 3 zones at the moment, or 3 areas at the moment. We've got this lot here is going over the top of the rocker cover. We've got crank trigger. We've got spark A, spark B, because I'm just running them in 2 banks of basically I'm running coil packs but in wasted spark. And then these are all earths. These are all like earths from the ECU, so they need to go to a good earth on the cylinder head, the same as what's we call it, all the sensors. And then this lot here, we've got like cool, well, one of them is a sensor ground. This sensor ground will be the sensor ground for all of these sensors, like, well, 2 of these wires, that's injection, but it's going in the same area, like inlet manifold basically. And then we've got a sensor ground. We've got something like, let me look at the labels so that I actually tell you right. So we've got in 5-volt TPS, and then we've got injector A, bank B, coolant temp. Shouldn't go by my colours in this video anyway, you should just air temp. And then we've got, what's this one, TPS signal, and then we've got, I think this green one, fast idle. So yeah, the idle valve. Yeah, you shouldn't go by my colours, you should just either go by the labels that you get or use one of the external wiring diagrams from the Megasquirt manual. It's definitely worth looking through the manual, because I mean, some of the wording's real difficult, but I don't know, you can kind of work it out. But then I've been like playing around with Megasquirts for over 16 years now, so I've got like a bit of experience deciphering the manual. So then all of this stuff is, we've got the programmable output, which I'm going to use for VTEC. We've got, I think this orange one's boost, no, tacho, like rev counter, but I'm probably not going to use it. Fuel pump, boost control, lambda, launch control, and this is the main power. So I've branched these off. I've branched these off because these are staying on the inside of the bulkhead. Yeah, they're staying on the inside of the car. This is going over the rocker cover, and this is going in that manifold. So that's how I've split it up so far. I was planning, let me have a look in here a minute. So then this is a comms lead that will connect up to your laptop, and I have no idea why, but they always supply a serial to serial when this end needs to be a USB, because no one's got a computer with a serial anymore. Anyway, but I don't know if I said earlier, but I got all this from Extra EFI, and this is the third ECU I've had from Extra EFI. So in here you can see this is a mishmash of this is like Honda and Peugeot. Let me get rid of the shit. So as you can see here, I've got a Peugeot crank position sensor and a Honda crank position sensor, and the plan was to just to come up here where, like, that goes to the Peugeot ECU, and then I was just going to connect all of this up to the Megasquirt. As you can see, I've already gone through and ECU alternator output, so that's like the pulse that tells it to work, and then we've got some sort of signal for the alternator. I think I only need 2 pins from the alternator. So we've got like power for the coil, coolant temp. Pretty much labelled it the same as what's on the Megasquirt Loom, so that I can just join them together. But I think what I'm going to do is what I usually do, is just pick all that apart, plug the stuff in where it needs to be plugged in, then start connecting it up, because there's a whole lot of crap in there that I can get rid of. There's like map sensor and stuff, wherever that is, map sensor, but then there was like a fuel rail pressure sensor and all of that stuff. So if I quickly give you a quick update on where we're at with the van, because I can't remember, pretty much the last video we were saying about finishing up the manifold, a couple of welds to finish on the manifold. Well, the manifold is completely finished, and I've got the wastegate on there, which is down there, and I blocked up this hole, blanked it up, and then I don't know if we can go underneath quickly. It's a bit crap to get under at the minute. You can see the waste. You can see where the wastegate is. It's most likely just going to follow this path and come down here and just exit down here somewhere. So that's that. All of that can go back together now. Now, for the Megasquirt specifically, it doesn't have the capability of doing the Honda K series trigger. So what I've done, right, look at this pain in the ass. Engine is hanging off a crane with no mounts attached. I think the rear mount is like attached by 1 bolt, and that's all so that I can get the timing cover off, so that I can get to this. What I've done is I've put the engine on top dead center, and I've marked across here. You can kind of see the marks, basically at 90 degrees to top dead center, and that's the line where the crank position sensor is pointing. Go in here a minute, kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So it would sit like that. You can see my pen marks just in this light. So that's where the position sensor is pointing at top dead center. And what happens is it uses 12 teeth plus 1, so there's an extra tooth right there, and I cut that extra tooth off because the Megasquirt can't recognize it. And if you get MS3 it will work. And then I've marked 90 degrees to that line, and I've taken a tooth off before it. So what's happening here is it'll come round, let's do it like this actually, it's counting teeth and then it's missing a tooth, so then it gets to here and it counts number 1, number 2, number 3, and then it's at top dead center, and it knows where it is because the ECU knows how many teeth, and it obviously it works out the angle. It's 360 divided by 12, but the missing tooth tells it how, you know, like it's basically going to say, okay, we're 90 degrees before top dead center, 1, 2, it'll count 3 teeth and then start. You know, it knows where it is. And the reason why you go advanced is because if you want 40 degrees ignition advance, well, once it's already at top dead center, it can't advance anything. So you need to tell it where it is long before it gets to top dead center, just so that it can do things like advance the ignition, blah blah blah. So that's where I'm at with that. Like, I'm gonna fire this all back together. I'm gonna put some RTV on this, get this all back together, and also I'm working on removing the solenoid, and the one on the car was already broken, which probably happened when I was fitting the engine because it was a bit tight to get in, so I'd imagine I knocked it then. So I've either got the option of putting this one in or making a fresh one, making a blank, sorry. So I'm going to make a blank and get rid of it, and I can't show you just yet, but when I've taken the taken this one apart and take the cover off, and you can see that it like moves. My idea is to make spacer blocks to go in and hold it at the desired angle, because I'm led to believe that these, when they're not working, if you unplug the VCT, it just retards the ignition. Retards the intake cam, and then it will drive shit. So that goes on there, and then I'll put the cover on, and then we'll be able to get to the next bit. And if I'm honest, there's probably not going to be any more on this video just yet, because in fact I might just end this video now. This is just putting an MS2 on, or trying to figure out how to get the crank signal to work, the decoder on the MS2. So maybe a good place to stop this video, because it's like 12 minutes long already or whatever, and this will just be literally a sorting out the crank trigger for Megasquirt. Anyway, catch you in the next one, guys.